this video, I'm going to share with you 4 tips that I use with my interior design clients to help them get started with their room design. So I even have a workbook at the end that I'm going to share with you that you can receive that's going to walk you through this process. So ready to get started? Okay. The first of the 4 tips is to focus. And by focus, I mean let's focus on one room in your house at a time. And the reason that I recommend you do this is because it keeps you from getting so overwhelmed at the process of renovating. If you try to tackle too many rooms at a time, you can get stressed out, you can have messes everywhere, and it just doesn't work for so many reasons. So this keeps you motivated to finish if you just stick with one room, and you can follow the process a little bit easier. So that's what I definitely recommend. And here you want to decide, okay, which room am I going to design first? So there was an Angie's List study this past year, and 93% of all homeowners are planning on doing some sort of home renovation or design this year. And 2 of the most common spaces that people like to renovate are, of course, kitchens and bathrooms. So this may not make sense for your budget or your time frame. They're definitely more extensive remodeling projects. So definitely think twice before choosing these rooms. But if they're rooms that you really want to redecorate or redesign, then definitely those can be the rooms you choose. But you could also choose a bedroom or an office, entertainment space. So the choice is yours. It should be a room that you're excited to renovate, and maybe a room that makes the most impact in your family's life. So tip number 2, moving on, is feel. How do you want that room to feel when you walk in the room? So really think about the vibe, the style, the color. What feelings does that room evoke? And I know this kind of sounds wishy-washy, but I really want you to take the time to dream a little bit and think about how you want that space to really feel. So this kind of goes beyond what style you want for the room or what furniture or paint color that you want to select. Step number 3 is function. Do not forget this step. This is very important because what you're doing in the space matters. And if it's not working, then we need to fix that. So think about who's using the space. Will multiple people be using it, and what will they be using it for? Is it a room for eating or sleeping, washing, working, playing, entertaining? Obviously, depending on the room, maybe one or more of those things. So keep that in mind when you are deciding the function. The function of the space is so important, even more so than the design, because you definitely want to make sure that you're using it properly, that the space is laid out the way you want it. So think about what's working and what's not working in your space. And as an example, if there's a family room that you want to make over and there's toys everywhere and you really just can't see past the clutter to enjoy that space for entertaining or relaxing, then that's something you want to think about functionality wise. Or maybe you have a large family and the space doesn't really fit everybody in the space when you are watching TV or having a party. So think about those types of things as you are visualizing and thinking about the function of your space. So now we're moving on to step number 4, and this is the step that most people miss. And a lot of people don't take the time to do, but it's really important and it can make a big impact in your space when you're redesigning. And that is to free up that space or to declutter. So decluttering is an important step because what you're going to do is you're going to take step 1, which was choosing that room, and step number 2, visualizing it. And then you're going to remove things out of that room that do not fit that vision. So really look around the room and say, does this item, does this piece of furniture, does this decor piece, does it fit the vision that I have for this new space? Does it fit the functionality that I want, the style that I want, the color that I want? Think about all of those aspects of the room that you visualized when you were dreaming in that earlier stage, and then remove those items, relocate them, sell them to make room for your your new space and give you more of a budget for that. There's a number of different ways we can do that, and I talk about this in the workbook, which you will find in the description below. But so whether you sell or donate, trash, or relocate those items, decluttering is that important step that you don't want to miss when you're redecorating your room. It can really make a big impact and help you see that vision for what you want your room to be. So like I mentioned earlier, I have a free guide for you, which you can find in that description below. And it has exercises and advice for how to follow all 4 of these steps. And it allows you to declutter to design, which is the name of it. And I'm curious to know how you follow this process and if it helps you. So definitely comment below and let me know if you have a room in mind that you plan to redecorate this year and if you're excited about that. Any other details you may have, I'd love to hear it. And now it's quiz time. Do you remember what the 4 steps were? Let's review them again one more time. The 4 F's we have. Number 1 is focus, one room at a time, remember. Number 2 is feel. How do you want that room to feel when you walk in? Number 3 is function. How does that room work for your family and the use that you're going to use the room for? And number 4 is to free up space, declutter to design. That is the process that I recommend. If you start with these 4 steps, you'll be on your way to the room of your dreams. And I'm going to be sharing more of these tips and my method for helping you create the rooms that you love for less. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in more tips. And so like I mentioned earlier in the video, I have a free guide for you that's going to help you with exercises and advice on how to declutter to design. And you can find that down in the description below. And I would love for you to take some time to fill that out and go through the exercises and let me know what you think of it. And I'd love to also know what room you're going to be starting with when you remodel your home or redecorate it. Comment below. See you in the next one.